Dear friends, welcome back. The machine I'm going to play around together with you would be JSA on the Van Hub. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine. As you can see over here, this machine works better with the VMware rather than VirtualBox. So this is what I'm going to do. Without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to the Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. So as you can see over here, I use the option of I to specify the interface. So netdiscover will send out a package to discover machines on the network. And also I use the option of -R to specify the network range, although this is not a required option. However, this option will narrow down the network scope to speed up. Okay, so now we can press enter. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 160. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So for now, we just get out its result. As you can see over here, I use the options like SceneScan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -P- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. As you can see over here, the IP address of target has been changed from the first time when I did the machine. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open port numbers. So there will be a lot to enumerate afterwards. However, very importantly, I'd like to tell you, be patient is the key to success. Okay? And as you can see over here, the first open port number is 21, which is running FTP service, and also the version information. And from the default script scanning with the FTP service, we know that the target doesn't allow anonymous login. And if we want, we can use such a sprite to see whether there is any vulnerability for this version of FTP service. Although here you can see one exploit, but this one is remote DOS exploit, denial of service, which is not what we want at this moment, because our goal is to get the root shell and retrieve the root flag rather than knock down the machine. Okay? So the second open port number is 22, which is running SSH service and also the version information, open SSH, including exact version number. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. The next one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information Apache 2. And the next one is 7080, which is also running HTTP. However, this is the protected by the SSL. This is the encrypted form of HTTP to protect the communication between the client and the server. Okay. Next is 7125, which is also running HTTP service and also the version information injects. So as you can see, the different application are running on the target machine, Apache, and this one is also Apache, and this one is Nginx, and the next one is Lightspeed, which is also running HTTP service, and the last one is 9198, and which is running HTTP service, and the version is simple HTTP server. You know, I used a lot this simple HTTP server, or maybe the Python 3, you know, has corresponding module, HTTP dot server module. Anyway, this has nothing to do with this machine. So what are we going to do next? We need to enumerate the all web applications one by one. Let's start with this port number by opening up the browser, and we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. So an error. Why? What's wrong? Unable. Very interesting. It looks like this surface is done. Very weird. So can we use the Q to access this field to connect to server? Very interesting. And I'd like to check the hot file. Maybe I'd like to remove, but this one is not a reason to cause this issue. So why the surface is not running? Sorry. So maybe I need to fix it. Maybe I need to restart the machine, and then we'll come back. See you there. All right. I'll come back. As you can see over here, after I restarted the machine, I can access this web application running on the port number 80. And here, there is picture, a bit weird picture. I do not like it, to be honest. And we can check its source code, a very simple HTML code. And also we can check whether this side has robots file, not found. And we can save picture to our working directory. And then next we can launch the Nikto to do the automatic enumeration. In the meantime, we can open up another tab, and we can make the font to be bigger. So we can use, for example, EXIF2 to display the metadata of this picture. Nothing interesting here. And next we can use stack height, extract, and image, no passphrase, and also we can use stack seek, image, no valid passphrase, or maybe no hidden message inside in this picture. And also we can use bin walk with option of E to specify to display the, you know, the extract file, but nothing there. So I think I've already completed the analysis for this picture. Nothing interesting we can get from this picture. So in the meantime, we can take back to this terminal, to this tab. The Nikto has completed. Nothing interesting. Next, we can use GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. GoBuster, directory, extension option. In the meanwhile, we can take a look at this second web application. We can cut out the Nmap results again. So this one should be 7080. And we can put 7080. So this is running over SSL. It looks like this port number is running the same application, web application. And we can check its source code, nothing there. Next, we can check whether we can access robot file for this site. Not found. Okay. And also we can use Nikto HTTPS. To do this machine, we must be very careful and patient. Otherwise, we will miss something important. Let's go back. Oh, as you can see over here, we found the info PHP file, and we can, maybe I'd like to open up another tab. We can retrieve this file. Info. Just one. So very interesting. It's completed. So we failed to discover anything important or interesting from the port number 80. And then I think next we need to focus on the port number 7080. In the meantime, we can launch the directory emulation with this port number. Make sure we need to use HTTPS as protocol. And to run Codebuster, for the HTTPS application, we need to put the option of -K, which means the no negotiation for the SSL. Okay, so now we can press enter. A lot of output. Maybe I can put the status code we can use, but I cannot remember the code. So here, positive, negative. So we can use the B. And we need to put the exclude lens. Press enter. And then we can switch over to this tab. I don't think we can find anything from a Nikto. You know, as you can see, Nikto. So I'd like to interrupt it here. We got some errors. All right, I do not think we can find anything from the this web application running on the port number 7080. And now we can move forward to the next port number. And so why Nikto? We can kill which one? Okay. So we can cut out the map again. So this one, 7025. So we can put the IP address. We still get the same page. And we can, of course, but I don't think I can use right click function. I cannot right click. Interesting. Anyway, next we can access robots file. Not found. Next we can use Ligato. Press enter. Oh, we found this interesting file, password file, and we can use password file. We got down this file, and then we can move from downloads directory password file to the current directory, and then we can cut out this file, and from this file we can tell that there is one normal user. We can copy and note it down to our notebook. It's done. Next we can use GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. Port number and the W option, GoBuster directory, extension option. Press enter to see whether we can find something else besides the password file. Shadow, interesting. However, the status is 403. It means that although the shadow file is there, however, the current user, maybe Apache 2 or maybe like www-data, doesn't have permission to read or access this shadow file. We can confirm by navigating over browser. So shadow, so forbidden, okay? And the next, in the meantime, we can take a look at this port number. We'll still get the same page and picture, and we can check its source code. Nothing here, and we can use the Ligato. And also we can take a look at the last port number. So the last port number is this one, okay? 19198. Press enter. Very, very weird. All of web application look like running the same application or provision the same content and picture. And we check its source code. Nothing there. And we can use the GoBuster to do the directory enumeration for the last port number. Extension option. Press enter. This one, from the size itself, we can tell that will be of no value. Okay. So it looks like we got some error. So I don't think we can find anything from this port number. So how to do? And also similarly, we cannot get anything else besides this file. To save time, I'd like to interrupt here. So nothing much so far besides very important knowledge about the target. There is one normal user. The username is this one. So I think next we can use Hydra to make cracking. And we can press enter. If we fail to crack the password for the SSH service, and then we can use this same username to crack password for the FTP service. I like to press enter. You know, when we do the CTF-like machines, I'd like to make a very quick recap. If you can get the username, and if the target is running different services like FTP, like Samba, like NFS, and also the SSH, usually we can, we can use Hydra to crack the online service. And I think we should start from the SSH service. And if we cannot make successful attack with the SSH service in a specified time, for example, like 30 minutes or 50 minutes, and then we can turn to the service like FTP or Samba or NFS. So of course, this is my methodology, okay? Because I used the Hydra throughout my channel for many times. And as you can see over here, I use the L option, the normal L, to specify the username. And also you can use the uppercase L to specify the username's dictionary. And then we can use uppercase P to specify the password dictionary. Okay. Some case we conversely we have already got the password, but we need to attack username, and in that case we can use the normal P and use the uppercase L to specify the username dictionary. And here, of course, in most cases we will use the uppercase P, okay, and followed by the service information, the service name, and the host name or IP address of the target. Okay. We can give it a bit of time to see whether we can, make a successful attack to the SSH service and retrieve the valid combination of a username and password. If we can, then we can, go ahead. Of course, if you want, we can use the Python to, to automate this process or credential attack. And the module we can use is Polemico. Yeah, I have already made a video about this technique. We can use Polemico to simulate the SS collection, and then we can go through the dictionary of the password until we can find the valid password. Okay. Alternatively, we can use Medusa rather than Hydra, but to be honest, I never use Medusa because Hydra can get us very good performance. We can use Hydra to attack many types of surfaces like FTP surface, like SSH surface, the HTTP surface. Even we can attack the HTTP GET, the credentials or the HTTP post. So many times, if you want to know the whole list of the supported surface, you can use I think we can use the Hydra with the help. Oh, sorry. We can use the edge, and you can get I think you can get the supported surface information, like a DAM. This should be some sort of VoIP, right? Cisco, Cisco router, switch, enable password, Firebird. I never encountered this surface, like SIP, RTSP, so many telnets, TeamSpeak, SNMP, POP3, PC Anywhere, even PC Anywhere. This is also a bit popular remote control software. Let's go back to see whether we have already found the password. Not yet. And also I show you how to specify the proxy, especially when the target application is HTTP, and maybe the attack formula or the field of attack are very complicated. So we need to know what's going on exactly, and we can combine the Burp Suite and the Hydra to see what's going on. Okay. And we can use this option to specify the proxy. And so all traffic or attacking traffic will go through the Burp Suite. And the Burp Suite, we can get details of every request from the history tab. Okay. Okay, as you can see, finally, the Hydra has cracked the password for this user, which is great. So now we can SSH to the target and let me in. Very stupid password. Next, we need to make some local enumeration to elevate our privilege. First of all, we need to know you're just one normal user, and also we can check the kernel. I have already mentioned for many times this kernel is a bit hard. I never found the good exploit for this version of kernel. Okay, so next we need to do some navigation across different locations, like a container, what it's about. So permission denied, injects. So the www directory. Here we do not need, right? Even now we do not have permission to retrieve the password, which is fine. Backups, nothing there. Another www directory, HTML, and so nothing else. Okay, so maybe it would be wiser to upload the NimPia shell script to do the automatic enumeration, right? And I've already got this script ready. So next we need to upload this file or script to the target. And the easiest way to do is to set up a web server on the Kali Linux by Python. And the module name is http.server HTTP package, and this should be the module name. And next we can use wget. Of course, we need to check whether wget is available, is there, and then we can specify the IP address of the Kali Linux NimPiers. and we need to make it executable, and then we can run it to see whether we can find any vector which can help us to elevate our privilege. You know, I think the NumPy shell script can do a great job in terms of the information immersion. Okay, it's done, and a lot of output here. I think I've already noticed there is one vector which is highlighted in yellow and red color. Let's scroll up. Yeah, this one, base 32. And so I think this will be easy to elevate. And you know, if you're not sure about it, you go to the website of GTF Orbins, which contains the instruction on how to utilize different binaries to make privilege escalation. Okay, so here, this one, we can use the base 32. You know, this one is very similar to base 64 algorithm, and we can use this because this binary has SUID bit. You know, which means that when this binary has SUID bit, and then the current user run this binary will get the privilege of the owner of this binary temporarily. Okay, I hope I've already explained it clearly. Okay, so now for example, we want to retrieve the root flag. Okay, so how to do? We can we can use base 32, and we want to retrieve the root flag, and we can use the base 32 with option of D. So we, as you can see, we got the flag of this machine. However, as description, what you can see over here, we not only need to get or need to obtain flag, we also need to get the root shell. So how to do? And the first impression for me is to retrieve the shadow file. Okay, so we can use 32, and this should be under etec directory, shadow, and base 32. As you can see, we got this shadow file, and we can create the shadow file. Because another user or normal user, we have already got a password. We do not need to crack, and we can write and quit. And now we go back. I want to retrieve the password file, and also can get the first line. Which one? Oh, sorry. And the first line. Okay. So now what I'm going to do next is that I'd like to show you the technique to crack the Linux password. And to crack the password, we need to combine two techniques or two utilities. The first one is unshadow. And we unshadow, and we can password and shadow. We can save into the or redirect to the hashes, and you can cut out. Oh, sorry, we can cut out the hashes. And then next we can use the John the Ripper or the Hashcat to crack. However, when I did the machine, I run it for about maybe 10 minutes or even longer. I failed to retrieve the password for the root user. To save time of this video, I'd like to quit. So why I didn't ignore or neglect this step is that sometimes this technique is also very useful. Okay, so now let's go back. We need to find other ways to get a root shell. The next point we can think of is to retrieve the private key of the root user. In many cases, I think maybe the root user doesn't use the private key or key pair to authenticate to the machine. However, it deserves our choice, right? So how to do? We can use the same way. 32, and we can, oh, sorry, should be root and the directory and the private key, sorry, and base 32 with option of D. As you can see, the private key is indeed there, and through this base 632, we successfully retrieved the private key of the root user. So now we can write or save into the file locally on the Kali Linux, and we need to change mode for this file, and then we can log in to the or SSH to the target with the private key. As you can see, we successfully logged in to the target, and we can get out the flag. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.